Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. I didn't really need to do Halloween subjects, but somebody asked me on one of my videos, why when you trace something in Corel does it create double lines? It doesn't create the double lines. It all depends on how the clip art was drawn. I just picked out two clip arts and I have not traced these yet. And you can see they're clip arts by the bounding box and they're not very sharp. They're kind of fuzzy, but I can tell that at least these three items are not going to have double lines. They're a solid entity of themselves. This one is. So if we go to trace, let me tell you what let's see how big my nudge factor is. Matter of fact, let me put this one down here. And that's a little over 5, so we'll set our nudge factor to, we'll set it for 7. And let's trace these two. I'm just going to use my normal trace bitmap, outline, trace clip art. And then I'm going to nudge it over. I got to say okay first, then nudge it over. If I left click, right click, I got double lines. That's because this was probably created and then filled. Because if we take the Smart Fill tool and get it on black and fill that, we get the same thing. I mean, even the circles in his head. Now, there is a way kind of to do this if you wanted just that one ghost. Let me back up here and get all the color away. If you wanted just this one ghost, just take the Smart Fill tool and fill it in, move it over, nudge it over, and then left click, no fill, right click, outline. And you have just one line. Where this clip art is not going to have that. Now, this might. I didn't really look at it. Yep, it's probably going to have 2 lines, but it needs to be in that case. So let's just take all these items, trace bitmap, outline, trace clip art, and I'm almost guaranteed these 3 will not have double lines. Now I'm going to left click, right click, and you see they're single line. So you could take these and break it apart, go up to object, group and ungroup it, and use this one and cut it out, make it red, and it's already a hairline. Now you'd have to take the inside parts and make them red and make sure they're hairlines, and they are. And that would cut out. It doesn't have double lines. Same thing with the bat. Now, this was created like this, so there's really no way around it. Even though now we've got it traced, we can take our Smart Fill tool and fill that in. And I kind of thought that one was going to be a little different because it wasn't touching anywhere. Whoop. I got out of the boundary. That's why I normally put a rectangle around my items. There you have a vector, clean, fuzzy, non-fuzzy pattern of that. Now, it didn't quite go all the way to the center because it's got some blockage. And we could fix that, but that, every bit looks just as good. So, tracing does not create the double lines. It's all it can do to trace it. And then it's got an inside and outside to this line. Now, I already showed you how you could get rid of the double lines on that one ghost. Now, the other ghost is going to be, if you wanted him right behind him, he's going to have a space, unless you took, well, even that, you're going to have a space. So if you took the second ghost and did this, and you really need a second space, but I'm going to left click, I'm going to right click him in red. And so I've got a ghost that's just behind the other ghost and you got a space. So if we took and you could engrave that, you would want to change it from a hairline to a little bit thicker line. So now if we take the Smart Fill tool and fill it on like a wood color, that's what it's going to look like. Except for then you'd want to, fill in these with black so they would engrave too. And really in this case, you would need a separation. Or it just wouldn't look good. It looked like just one big blob. So to just back up any trace program, and I shouldn't speak, but I know Corel, it's not adding lines. It's just doing what you ask it to do. You're asking it to trace this, and this is a thick line, so it's got to go on both sides of it. And it was probably created as an outline. It's like if we take let's just do a 2-point line, and I've got over this before. And if we take the Smart Fill tool and fill up that space, you won't be able to see that line. But, and even if you take this line and make it thicker, you can see it there, but you can't see it there because it's still a hairline as far as Corel's concerned. So to change that, you have to take this line and convert it to an outline, and then take your Smart Fill tool and fill that in, and there's the line. Because then when you take the Smart Fill away, it's got that empty space. So that's what this is. This is an object and not a line. Hope that helped him a little bit. Thank you for watching.